Okay, I'm going to record this in several short clips, post them to YouTube. A reader, who we will call Tucker, was asking if I could help him read a production statement. He's gotten them over the years, never paid much attention to them, but apparently he's got a new well. He thought this would be a good time to see if someone could help him read a production statement. So there's so much information on this stuff that I'm going to do this in small clips. So this is number one. The well that his new well, Tucker's new well, is up here. On this particular company, I think this is Grayson Mill. All production statements, I assume, are somewhat similar, but they will list the well. Sometimes it's hard to find the name of the well because it's just a long list of data points. But look in the middle of the page, from left to right, the middle from left to right, and then look for something, and looks like it's in bold for the name of well. This one is Wollaston 33, I think, -31F XE1H, state of North Dakota. Later on, I can go over the how they name these wells. Every operator is different. I can say from this one that the XE means this is a section line well. 1H means it's the first one in this group of wells. The other ones may not even be permitted yet. This one is the first well. I'm only, from a well, you'll get royalties from the oil, from natural gas, from condensate, and from other liquids. And we're only going to look at oil, which is right there. I'm not going to look at condensate, and I'm not going to look at natural gas or other liquids. I'm just going to look at oil. That's why I crossed this out, because I'm not going to bother with that. All I'm going to do is look at the oil. For the month of January, he received royalties from oil production in this well for the month of January 2024. Now, what I don't understand when I saw this is he got paid royalties from one well in 4 different tranches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think I have a reason for that. I don't know, and we'll come back to that later. For the purpose of this discussion, it does not matter. So what they will do is they'll say what the royalty interest was, and then that'll be the total amount of money that the product was worth at the wellhead, and then the royalty owner, in this case Tucker, won't get all of that. They'll take out severance tax, they'll take out transportation fees, and they'll take out state backup withholding, and we'll talk about that at a later date. So then as you go across, and so when you first look at the page, it looks really, really, really complicated. But just take your time and go through each line. So first of all, you'll get the royalty interest from the well. Then the next column will be the month that we're talking about. And sometimes these can go back many years as they sort this stuff out. Sometimes there's corrections, addendums, yada, yada, yada. Now this well, this is how much oil this well sold in the month of January of 2024. Now at the NDIC site, they'll call these runs. The well itself probably produced a bit more than this, probably produced 63,000 barrels of oil, but the company only sold 61,000 barrels. So these are, on the NDIC site, these will be called runs. And then the next column is the price at the wellhead that they got for this oil. And in this case, it was $70.75, 76 cents, somewhere in there. And then they just multiply those two things, and that's the total amount of the value at the wellhead for this well. That's looks like $4 million. Then that's the overall well for everybody involved. But now it gets to you, Tucker's individual thing. This is going to be the most interesting thing. This is going to be the we lost our light. Got to turn that back on. We got the his decimal unit, and we'll talk about decimal units at a different time, but this will determine how much money he's going to get for the amount of oil that was sold from that well. He didn't own 61,000 barrels of oil. He only owned a certain amount of that. So they use that decimal unit. They'll take that decimal unit times a total amount of 61,000, and they get 1.83. So for this well, for the month of January 24, he got paid $70 for almost 2 barrels of oil. So for that tranche, for that well, he got $130. And then they take out all this stuff, which they don't give a subtotal there. They just put that there at the final end. They'll give you the actual number. But so there's no subtotals. So this is what what the oil was worth at the wellhead. These are the fees and the transportation costs and the state taxes, severance taxes that were withheld or taken out. In the second tranche, I'm just going to do it one more just to show you how it works. In the second tranche he got, same month, January 24th, same amount of oil, $61,000, same price, $7.77, and same, everything's the same there. But this one, for some reason, and I think we'll talk about that later in a later clip, there's a different decimal unit. So they took that and came up with 2.67 units, or I'm sorry, 2.67 barrels. And you take about three barrels times 70, that'd be $210. It comes out to, I can't read it there real well, but 180 or whatever it was. So that's the first step. So we'll stop there and we'll go back through each piece of this later.